What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Boy, oh boy, do we have problems today. Can you tell I'm in a great mood? No, I'm actually in a pretty decent mood, guys, but we do have problems, and it is driving me crazy. But before I get too crazy and we get into this video, trying to get the Coronet, or not the Coronet, see, I am lost. The Fury, we're trying to get the Plymouth Fury running. It died again. It hasn't run in days, guys. I know you probably just watched a video on it like 2 days ago or yesterday and it was running. No, that didn't last. It quit running and it has not started since. I got to give a big shout out to a couple of people. I know you're noticing that right there. You see that? I'm going to show you that here in just a second. But before we get started, take a look at this, guys. This, honestly, when I'm having a bad day and somebody, one of you subscribers, let's see, can we focus? Can we, come on, camera, focus on the daggum thing, will you? There we go. When one of you guys does something like this for me, this is so cool. This is honestly really cool. This totally, look at that Highway Patrol. You recognize this, right? This is my Coronet. It's actually a 59 Coronet, and it came with a little post-it note that said, "Love the videos. Saw this at Kroger and immediately thought of you, Scott." Thank you, Scott. And by the way, Kroger, if you don't know, now you know. If you don't know what Kroger is, I used to live in Indiana, a little place called Terre Haute, Indiana. Terre Haute, Indiana. Kroger's a grocery store out there. It's a really big grocery store. So, Scott, thank you. Now, before we jump into the video, let's say thank you to the gentleman responsible for this. I got to give a big shout out and thank you to cargrillart.com. This banner, yes, it is big as it looks. It is as big as it looks. This thing is freaking huge and super, super cool with the 59 Coronet. I got a little carried away. I got so excited about these banners, man. I started sticking banners and stuff. He sent me a 43-pound package overnighted. Okay, that had to cost some money. So this gentleman does this in his spare time. This is fun. It's a hobby for him. He said he wasn't even looking for a shout out, but you can't send me something like this and not get a shout out, man. So cargrillart.com, Rob Christensen, man, thank you very, very much. We got, look on the door, like I put it on the garage. Very cool, man. Very cool. Thank you very much. And I decided I want to do, these are kind of exclusive here. These are shirts that he made as well, guys. Look at this. These are shirts that I don't own the rights to. He made these, and this is really, really cool. You can't buy these. These don't exist. They're not for sale anywhere. So I'm keeping 4 of them for me because these are extra large, and I am definitely going to wear them. All right. We got one of the Hell Kitty, right? So here's what I want to do, guys. I have 9 of these banners right here. 9 of them. And I'm going to send one of them to 9 individual people on YouTube that drop a comment. Now, I also have over here, this shirt fell on the ground here, but I've got 2 extra large shirts with the Coronet. Okay? XL. I'm going to give both of these away to one of you that drops a comment below. So here's what I want you to do. Number 1, I want you to go over to Instagram and I want you to give Car Grill Art a follow, leave him a comment, and tell him thank you for this awesome, it's not just limited edition. Like, you can't get this. None of this is for sale. You can't get this. So this is super cool. 9 of these. If you want a banner, I need you to comment down below, banner with your email address. And if you want to leave something extra, an additional comment or something, feel free, go ahead, all right? But comment banner down below with your email address, and I will pick 9 of you, and I will ship one of these out to random 9 of you. If you want one of these 2 extra large shirts, drop your email address in the comment section and say shirt, extra large, okay? You'll get 1. I will pick randomly 2 of you for that. So total of 11 different things, 11 things we're giving away here, and I will ship them off at my cost. So again, thank you. Big shout out to cargrillart.com, man. This is super cool. Follow them on Instagram. Give them a like. thank him for the really cool stuff. This wasn't sponsored. I didn't ask for this. I didn't even know it was coming. This was super cool and truly made my night. So drop your comments below and I will get these out to you ASAP. All right, so let's take a quick look at how I set this up. You can tell I like them. Like, I stuck this stuff everywhere, man. This right here was just like, that's phenomenal, guys. Okay, show me. Very, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I stuck this stuff everywhere, man. I even got on the outside of the door. I ain't ashamed. Absolutely love it, guys. Let's go ahead and open this door. Oh, yeah, I put it there, too. I sure did. And here we have the 66 Plymouth Fury. Oh, man, it started raining again. Great. That's just what you like to see, right? Oh, well, at least it was cheap. You guessed it. We're having issues with the distributor yet again. Not the distributor so much as the points in the condenser. I'm really lost, man. I'm hoping, you see I've already kind of taken everything apart in here, but I can't seem to get the points right. I can't. Now, I know for a fact they're adjusted properly. Okay, I have adjusted them and adjusted them and adjusted them. I've got them set nice at 17 thousandths, and it should be working. Now, I ordered what I thought was going to be a professional grade set of points from a company called Standard Motor Products, I believe, Blue Streak, right here. Let's see if we can, there we go, focus this in here. The thing is, this is brand new. This came in the mail today. I opened it in the package. It was still sealed. Can we see here? Can it focus? Maybe not that close. These are Blue Streak points, and they look pretty rough, guys, especially this front part right here. Look at this. It almost looks like rust all over it. What? Come on now. So I don't know if these are even going to work. I don't know, guys. Take a look at that and you tell me. There's even rust on it. Like, would you put this in your car? I don't know, man. I also bought a new condenser, and I'm thinking maybe the condenser failed, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the condenser and hope that that's the problem. Or maybe we should just replace them both at the same time. What I found is that while we do have spark, the spark is so weak, you could literally hold it right up to the engine and you'll barely see an orange spark at all. Like, it's bad. The spark is very weak. But we do have spark, which means the coil's working. It means the points appear to be working. I don't really know what, I don't understand these ignition systems. That's part of the problem. Now, somebody did say that it could be a, well, I forgot what it was, but it's basically a big piece of ceramic with like some type of a resistor in it or something, and the coil directly attaches to it. It mounts to the firewall. I went ahead and ordered one of those as well. It got here, I hooked it up, and it got so hot that I disconnected it because it actually started melting one of the wires going to it. For the life of me, I can't remember what that thing was called. It's a long ceramic block. I took it off and put the old one back on. It basically takes the voltage from 12 volts and drops it down to 6 volts and allows the coil to operate on 6 volts instead of 12. It only uses 12 volts when the key is in the start position to give it a boost of energy to help it fire. So whatever that is, I think they sent me the wrong one. So I guess we'll go ahead and change the points. I'll regap them. We will change the condenser and hope that that fixes it. But regardless, I ordered, you ready for this? I ordered a Pertronix Igniter 2 system. This has adjustable dwell built into it. It's a smart, basically a smart point system. An electronic version, kind of like more modern cars. Well, not like more modern cars, but definitely far better than points and condensers. So it's supposed to be here today. It hasn't showed up yet. It's like 6 o'clock at night. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in because I'd like to get it running and get it out of the rain. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with getting this. Oh, that's not going to fit. That screwdriver is too big. Screwdriver will fit just fine right here, though. You got to kind of get it from this angle right there. And you got to try not to lose it. That screw could quite easily fall right into the distributor. Oh, wouldn't that make for some fun times, guys? I'm going to grab, I wonder if I can get it. Boy, I think I'm going to try it with these little bitty needle nose that I have. And I know the screen's got some wonky looking thing going on. Just bear with me, guys. Whew. Whew, boy, you got to be delicate. You got to be delicate. And now, I mean, taking the points off is super easy. Like, the points in condenser are not complicated in any way, shape, or form. Take this screw, pull it out, put it in a safe place as well. And then you just pull these things right off. Battery's disconnected. Otherwise, you could get yourself a nice little shock. Now, at this point, you just disconnect the wire that goes from the coil, and you do that with, in this particular set's case, it's a 5/16. Come on, get up here. Get up here, and you just, you know, ever so slightly turn it. You don't have to take it all the way off, just loosen it. Maybe have to loosen it just a tad more, and there you go. Oops, I dropped the condenser. Darn. Well, as my luck would have it, they sent me the wrong points. These points are not the right ones. One of these things is not like the other. These points are not the right ones. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to put the old points back, change the condenser, and hope for the best. My old points broke. Yeah, so here you go. Here's the points that came off of it. This bottom piece is supposed to be attached down here. As you can see, what's different is this set of points right here has this contact on it with the stud sticking out of it for the wires. Yeah, so I'm screwed. Let's come back when we have, hopefully, the electronic ignition to install. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's only been 2 days. 3, actually. For you guys, I guess it's kind of like the same day still, but yeah, for me, I had to wait 3 painstaking days for this. We said to hell with all this, man. We went with an electronic ignition by Pertronix. We did the Igniter 2 right here. This is the Pertronix Igniter 2. The 2 is actually a little bit smarter, and it adjusts dwell automatically based on engine load, RPM, things like that. So the cost of this kit was $133 from Speedway Motors. And guys, I can tell you this, after fighting with points, and just be aware, I'm not an expert at points. In fact, up until the Dodge Coronet, I hadn't had really any experience with points at all. So definitely worth remembering that. But after dealing with points on these cars, there's nothing better than to just get rid of them. Guys, get rid of them. I love the old cars, I do, but there are some things that just, they just don't work anymore. And the reason why is due to inferior production standards today, honestly. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I believe standards today are not what they used to be. You could see by the products I got from Blue Streak, Standard Motor Products, those were awful. Those were absolutely awful products, guys. This is supposed to mount, I can't see the hole from where I'm at over here. Isn't that always the issue? Where is it? It should be right there, right? It's supposed to mount. Oh, come on. Don't cause me drama today, man. I don't need it. I just don't need it. Yeah, she'll go. She'll go on there. I think it's just a tight fit, but once we get that on there, we got to wrap these wires around. I wish they hadn't terminated the ends already, because those don't look like they're going to fit through my distributor. That sucks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We may have to cut the ends off. Yeah, I really wish they hadn't already terminated these ends, because there's no way in hell those are going to fit through my distributor. Okay, we'll be back. So the directions said that there were no modifications required to your distributor. However, in my case, I either have to cut the ends off of the terminals, which I really don't want to do, or just drill this hole out a tad. Oops, my drill is slipping. There we go. That's all we needed. We just needed a little extra room there. And hopefully you can squeeze this red one through here with that black wire. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. So, you know, slight modifications may be required. Yeah, she fits right in there now. That is nice. All right, next we got to put the collar on, and then we've got to adjust the gap. That's right, you still have to adjust the gap. We have a locking nut right here that you don't want to tighten down. You got to adjust the gap once we get the collar on first. Guys, it doesn't get a whole lot easier than this. You can't hardly see this, but this is a plastic gauge type of deal. This is set to 0.030, and you've got to adjust your little pickup right here to these magnets, and you got to be right at 0.030. So once you get it nice and tight, you don't want it to be too tight. You want to be able to slide it in, feel some drag. That's where we are right there. We're going to go ahead and lock this down, and then we'll readjust and check it again. It's got some nice drag to it, but not too much. So I think, guys, that's about it. The rest of it is simple. You take your red wire hooks up to the red wire connects to the positive terminal. The black wire connects to the negative terminal. And what we're going to do with this is we are going to bypass that, hell, I can't remember what it's called, that brick, that ceramic brick, that resistor. We're going to completely bypass that. We're going to put 12 volts on ignition to the coil. That's what the directions recommend for this product. This Pertronix setup igniter 2 says you can use the resistor if you want to, but they recommend just basically splicing your wires together, running. There is sometimes a resistor wire that comes out here. This wire right here that goes to the positive, or that's actually a noise suppressor. This wire right here, this is your wire that generally comes from the resistor block over here, and it doesn't actually produce 12 volts. It only produces 12 volts upon initial startup, then it drops down to 6. Okay, so Pertronix directions said they recommend just bypassing that resistor block and splicing the wires together, running a 12 volt wire directly to the coil. So that's what we're going to do. All right, guys, hopefully you can see this well enough. The resistor block was over here. We've taken all the wires off. What I've chosen to do is go with spade terminals. So I've got males on the ones that went over here. I'm going to do female spade on the side that went over here. Now, the one thing we're missing is we need a wire that goes from 12 volts straight over to the coil. So I'm going to tap this in probably right here to one of these. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to solder these together. Once these are soldered, I'll put the female side of the spade terminals on. I'll crimp them. And then we've got heat shrink right here. Really good heat shrink that we can hopefully cover up, see it fits over the spade terminals completely. And hopefully this will make it watertight. Now, for a little added security, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some solder on the very tips of these right here, just to help make sure they don't ever, you know, get any crazy ideas about popping out. There we go. Same thing over here. All right, now we will make sure these are twisted together real nicely. All right, and they are. Now we can come back with our soldering iron and solder these together. Actually, you know what I forgot? Actually, it doesn't matter. I can put them on the other side, I think. Yeah, I could put the heat shrink on the other side. I almost forgot. I almost made a big mistake here. So get this wire nice and heated, and then the solder will just start kind of oozing its way right into it. All right, I think we finally got our wire hot enough that she'll soak up some of this. There we go. Oh, yeah. Soak it up, baby. Soak it up. That's what we want. Want to make sure we don't have any issues with this going on down the road later. All right, guys, this is the moment of truth. Here goes nothing. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not what I mean. I'm really hoping. Battery's connected, nothing's gone crazy. All the wires are soldered, heat shrinked. Everything is back together. Hopefully nothing pops or blows up when I turn on the ignition. No smoke. You've got to be. I'm so frustrated. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't understand what the problem is here. Everything was soldered. We've got 12 volts. We've got good ground. So this just doesn't make any damn sense. I went and got a new coil. I'm not 100% sure that there was anything wrong with the coil to begin with. But yeah, what are you gonna do, man? So we got a brand new coil. We're gonna hook up the hots and the grounds, and we're gonna try this again. That should do it, guys. Like, the whole ignition system is new. What could possibly be wrong? I gapped it. It's installed. We've got a new coil, new plugs, wires, cap, rotor. We got positive going to it. We've got ground. It's one of those things where what really is going on here? Because this should run. There's absolutely no reason for this thing not to run. So we're going to try it again and hope it works. And again, it fails. So I found something interesting, guys, and this is something I think a lot of you could have overlooked as well. I don't know what's happening here, but I decided, you know what? Let's check voltage again. Sure enough, with the key on, engine off, not cranking, we have 12 volts all day long. And I said, you know what? Let's crank the start position. Let's see what happens to the voltage then. Well, I expected the voltage to drop due to the draw of the starter motor. What I didn't expect is to see the voltage dropped on the coil wire to zero. None. Absolutely zilch. Nothing. When you crank the motor, it has no voltage supplying the coil. I think we're going to have it figured out now. We're going to climb under here. We're going to run real quick just to kind of test a direct wire straight from the battery. We won't leave it like that. I'll find another ignition wire to tap into. But we're going to try running a wire directly to the positive battery terminal, turn it on, and see if it runs. Blah, 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 blah. So I feel pretty confident that I can cut this wire now, and it's not going to be any good anymore. I got the battery terminal disconnected, so won't have any issues there. I will patch that up, take care of that later, but for right now, let's go ahead and pull this wire out of the nice little place. And by the way, the original wire for this was blue. Oh, I can't reach the positive terminal. Dang. Okay, we're gonna have to hold on. Maybe I can. I just need a little bit more room, man. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not enough. I am just barely short, guys. All right, let's find another way to do this. Get this thing fired up. Okay, guys, I haven't tried this without you. We have run the coil directly to the battery. It ain't gonna get any hotter than that. So if this doesn't do it, man, I may have to just buy a new distributor. Oh, hold on. You get in a hurry, and that's how you mess things up, right? I'm surprised this battery is still cranking on this thing. I'm fucking done, man. Something's very wrong here. I'm running out of options. The battery's going dead. It's getting late. We still have no spark. So that's doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, especially with the whole new electronic system in it. Oh, yes. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, yes. Oh, oh, yes, yes. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let it run for just a minute. It's been a long time since this thing's run, guys. I'm gonna let it run, warm up a little bit, and actually I can't let it run too long. I just remember we don't have any coolant in it. We got to put that radiator flush in and fill it up with water, but I'm gonna let it run for just a minute and burn off some of that gas that's been getting dumped down the cylinders. So after a whole bunch of, you know, thinking and messaging, I talked to Weird Beard, I talked to Brian from Lunar Outlaws Garage, and we had concluded it was actually the voltage regulator that's the problem. That's right. Now, that may not make sense. How could the voltage regulator have any impact on the wire going to the coil? That's strange, but this particular car, it sure does. The Brian from Lunar Outlaws Garage sent me a schematic, which I went through with him, and we quickly determined that there is a wire that goes from the alternator to the voltage regulator, and then the voltage regulator actually supplies voltage to the coil. Bingo! Voltage regulator is bad. No. You would be wrong. I thought the same thing. I got online, I was ready to throw parts at it, and I said, wait a minute, I heard my dad. My dad popped in my head and said, son, if it wasn't broken before you put your hands on it, you better go back and check your work. And I was like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I did it right. No, I didn't. When we took those wires and connected them with the male and female spay terminals, we were connecting wires that needed to all be connected together to bypass the resistor block. They all have to be connected together. I was individually connecting the wires to one another, bypassing some of them that should have been connected to other wires. So I went in and I wired it all back together. Lo and behold, check this out. It's going to blow your mind, guys. Blow your mind. Get ready. Yeah, that's good job, car. Good job. Sometimes I forget, you got to pump the gas. You hear how smooth she runs now? That's right. No more jumping around, bucking, surging, and no more backfires. You can hit throttle and just boom, she's good. Now, I'm thrilled to death that I didn't have to go throwing parts into it, because if I had, they wouldn't have fixed the problem. The problem was me. Go figure. So, hey, life lesson. This is a learning experience for you guys. Don't do like I did. If it worked before you got your hands on it, just double check your work. Maybe you missed something. And I did, and it runs. Everything is hooked back up the way it's supposed to be now, bypassing that resistor block. We've got the Protronix Igniter 2 hooked up, gap is set to 0.030, spark plugs are gapped to 0.035. The timing, oh Lord, some of you guys called me out on the timing and said, whoa, Randy, your timing is off. Yeah, my timing was over 20 degrees. Over 20 degrees before top dead center. Guys, this car is supposed to be at 10 degrees before top dead center. So after doing all of that, I adjusted the timing to 10 degrees before top dead center, double, triple checked after the engine was warmed up, made sure all the vacuum lines were good. She's great. Now, the real test, and I can't lie, I'm a little nervous about this. We're going to drive it to Weird Beard to go meet with the Coronet. That's right, the Coronet, the Dodge Coronet that you guys have been following along on Weird Beard's channel. We're about to go out there, and I got to give him some money anyway because he's been, you know, doing a lot of work and he's buying a lot of supplies. It's not his place to buy them, so I got to go take care of him on that. And I figured, what better way to do it than to bring you guys along for a sneak peek of the Coronet? And that's a hell of a first drive. We've driven the Fury, but we haven't gone far in it. We're talking about highway speeds, and we're talking, what is it, a 40-minute drive? It should be good. Cross your fingers. Let's. It's nighttime. We're not going to do this tonight. Let's get up tomorrow, and there will be no backup plan. So let's just get in the car and drive to Weird Beard. See what happens. Well, guys, we made it out here to Weird Beard, and he went through a lot of trouble to show this car to us. Yeah. What you been doing to it, man?
Block sanding. You here for the block party? More just rubbing on it and rubbing on it. It never ends.
So it's smooth as butter right now.
That roof is. The roof is ready for a coat of sealer and then a coat of paint. I think that'll be the next video. We'll get that shot.
All right. So for those of you that have been asking, where is... This is a Coronet, right? Yes. Where the Coronet's been, it's at Weird Beard, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I came to him before I was gonna send it to Mako, and I asked him, did you wanna tackle this? And he said, hell no. He said, this is a massive undertaking.
I knew it would be a big project.
Hey, did it disappoint you?
Nah, it's a big project. I think we're 6 videos in and we ain't even got it de-trimmed yet.
The old, hell, I forgot what it was, the Plymouth Fury. She made it all the way out here, guys, and this is, we probably had to put about 70 miles on it or so. She made it. These are great old cars. Weird Beard, guys, if you, I mean, I'm sure just about everybody knows who you are by now, but if you don't, this is Weird Beard. His name is Mike. He lives out here in the country. He owns Weird Beard Auto Sales, and he built his shop with his own 2 hands, guys. Like, and this shop is big. You could literally put, I think you could fit a semi in there. Yeah, yeah, it's big. He didn't mess around, so he built that with his own 2 hands, and here is the work he's been doing on the Dodge Coronet. Okay, when I sent it to him, all I thought he was gonna do was right here. Okay, in fact, I gotta change this here so it'll actually, there we go. I thought all he was gonna do was there was a dent here, and I saw how he went like all out on this dent. It went from a dent way up there, and he just did it right all the way out here. And then next thing I know, he's like, hey, you know, we got a little rust over here. Yeah, you know how that goes with these old cars, man. It was just a little surface rust, wasn't it, on one side?
That side had a small hole. This side
Okay.
was surface.
Okay, so this side was a small hole, and this side was surface?
Right.
Yeah, so that turned into, you know, a little bit bigger of a job than he thought it was going to be, which I guess kind of happens. Yeah. And then next thing you know, well, I don't really know what happened from there, but next thing I know, Mike is sanding, he's pulling trim off, and I was like, okay.
Went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and it was a rabbit hole. I can honestly say I've watched every single video of this car being pulled apart, and the amount of chrome, or I guess bright work, whatever you want to call it, on this thing is crazy. And I thought this is going to be a huge pain, but I've been watching them in like just clips, and they're not rusted out clips, just clips.
Hey, that brings an interesting little side note. The old man that owned this before, he's been putting oil down inside of the door panels, and I think he's been dumping oil down in the trim, and I think that's what saved it.
Are you serious?
I think so. That's an old man trick.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Oil?
They'll get down in these door panels like once a year, and they'll pour oil down in them, and it keeps the bottoms of your doors from rusting out and all. That's an old man trick, and I think that's what was going on here. When I dug all of this mud out of here, it was black. I mean, just black, and it was real oily. So I think that's the only thing that
saved this car was him putting oil in it. How about that? You can listen to it, guys. I've been sitting here running the whole time. She runs great. Listen, she purrs like a kitten. I'm gonna have to do something about that license plate. That doesn't really fit this car. God, she sounds good. She sounds good. She needs a new suspension. Definitely needs a new front end. But guys, when he's done with this, you're going back with the original paint color, which is actually right here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a good spot to look at is up in this package tray.
It's yeah. There you go. So you can see this would have been the original color, and this is the color. Boy, the difference in the way it feels.
You can see here and here.
Yeah.
Darker. And the white was a little brighter.
Yeah.
I personally don't care
the ivory. The ivory.
Right.
That's the way it was. Like Christine.
Exactly.
Like Christine. Christine had that ivory. This car reminds me so much of Christine. Anyway, guys, if you want to see this project, because there's a lot more left to do. He's in this last video I watched yesterday, he's trying to figure out how to take the front end off. he said, I don't really know how this whole front end comes apart. We're gonna figure it out. And man, when you were inside that wheel well over there, holy crap, it's like you could have climbed up in there and went to sleep. Yeah, this wheel well goes way up in here. I watched the video, it's just blown away by it, guys.
Normally on this particular body style, this eyebrow section is usually rusted completely out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys seen in the video, I mean, there's a whole cavity in here where dirt and moisture just gets trapped. And you can see there's none of that on this car. It's perfect. Man,
I'm happy to hear that. And I got it for a fair price. I got this car for $4 grand. And it didn't take much to get it running. Couple push rods, tune up, well, okay, it took a little. There were gas tanks, sending unit, some wires, plugs, you know, all the brakes. Okay, it took a little bit to get it running, but really,
expected. Though.
Yeah,
nothing
for
out of the ordinary.
A car and it's still sitting on those old Cokers, man. I got a brand new set of Coker Classics for it. I should have brought them with me, man. Those tires are pretty rough. But, I mean, I drove it all the way here on them, so they'll be all right. Yeah, with the new white walls, man, they're going to be absolutely gorgeous. So, guys, if you want to see the rest of the process of this or go see the process leading up to where it is today, and believe me, it's a process, check out Weird Beard on YouTube right here, guys. I'll leave a link in the comment section, link in the description, so if you don't know who he is, go over there and start watching these videos, get caught up on where he's at. We are going to get out of here. I got to get back to the house and get this video uploaded for you guys, and then I guess I got to take the Hellcat and go sell it, but we're going to talk about that in another video. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we made it back in the Plymouth Fury. Guys, we put some miles on her today. We had to put at least 100 miles on her with all the driving around we did today. And honestly, she did great. I did notice we got a little bit of a whine from the passenger side rear and into the glove box. I found a wheel bearing. So I'm pretty sure before the car was parked for, you know, the last 20 years, most likely there was a rear passenger side wheel bearing issue, and that's why the wheel bearing is in the glove box. It's not horrible, it's not bad, it's not like something that I think is scary or dangerous at this point. It's just making a humming noise at higher speeds. Lower speeds, you don't hear it, you don't feel it at all. But it's something that's probably gonna have to be addressed. With that said, today's a sad day, guys. I got to get rid of the Hellcat. We're going to let it go. We're probably going to get rid of the Camaro SS2. And I have decided 99.9% I'm going to go ahead and sell the Plymouth Fury as well. We need more projects on the channel, guys. We need more stuff to do here. And unfortunately, that takes money. So for a lot of people wondering, why would I be getting rid of the Hellcat? We're going to talk about that in another video, I promise you, so stay tuned for that because I don't really want to get into all of that here, but we are going to get into it, and I think you're going to be surprised by the reasoning behind it. Now, why are we going to get rid of the Plymouth Fury? I think the Plymouth Fury could bring $4,000 to $5,000 realistically, and I think that's what I'm going to ask for it. It's a good running, driving classic car in original condition, and because of how original it is, I think it really could bring $4,000 to $5,000, and that's money that we can use to try to find something else. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a great time going out, sourcing, finding these classic cars, bringing them home and bringing them back to life, giving them a second chance instead of being hidden in a garage or stashed away in a barn somewhere, putting them back on the road where they can be driven and enjoyed the way they used to be. And truthfully, I enjoy driving this. I don't want to say more than the Hellcat. I'm very hesitant to say that. The Hellcat's got its own, but when you're driving something like this out on the road and you know that you're the only one on the road driving something like this, it makes you feel different. You don't feel like you're doing the same thing everybody else is doing. It feels very unique. It's a unique experience, and I really, truly enjoy it. So we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff later. This car is probably going up for sale soon. The Hellcat, we're actually about to leave and go get rid of it. Yeah, this video is coming out like right now, tonight. I'm recording it literally. It's probably 5:30. And we are leaving as soon as this video is uploading and taking the Hellcat back to David Stanley, where they are going to take it off our hands for us. And we'll talk about that in another video. If you guys enjoyed the content, please hit that thumbs up button. I would truly appreciate it. If not, hit the thumbs down button. Drop your comments below, please. Feel free to leave tons of comments, guys. Spam the comment section. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I will catch you all very soon in the next one.